Valdosta. ETV Eyewitness News. The Good Morning Show starts now.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Thank you for joining us bright and early this morning. I'm Sophia Hernandez. Elizabeth Milner has the weekend off. Let's take a look at the skies out by the U.S. Capitol. A beautiful sunrise that we are seeing bright and early this morning. And of course, preparations are underway for possible protests today, not only in the U.S. Capitol, but across the nation. And we're going to get to that in a few minutes. But first, let's turn things over to meteorologist Charles Root. Now, Charles, yesterday, I got to say, was a little chilly. Hopefully today we won't have to brace ourselves for that wind. Better weather. Looking forward to that. Thanks, Charles. Preparations underway as law enforcement gear up for gatherings around the Florida state capitol. Now, yesterday, proved to be quieter than expected, but their presence was still felt. Our Brandon Spencer reports. Now, local law enforcement say they were informed by the FBI to be on high alert until Thursday, January 21st. And as we mentioned, there was no action or protest gatherings of any kind at the Capitol downtown, but our Capital City correspondent Monica Casey was there sharing what tourists and businesses had to say. And law enforcement emphasizing just because it was empty Saturday does not mean it will stay that way over the coming days. The Florida Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers issuing a statement opposing Governor DeSantis' riot bill. They claim the legislation pushed by the Florida governor is, quote, too broad. They also say it is redundant as Chapter 870 already addresses the concerns. In a letter, they say the bill is a solution looking for a problem. And in Georgia, all agencies on deck in Atlanta. Georgia's National Guard leader says they are ready to go in armor and protective gear. Atlanta's FBI spokesman saying they've activated command posts there and across the state. Covering national news, extraordinary security measures being taken in Washington, D.C. and across the nation ahead of the inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden on Wednesday. Biden moving forward with his transition, introducing key members of his science team. CBS News correspondent Michael George has more. Several key congressional committees are asking the FBI and other intelligence agencies for relevant documents as they review the January 6th Capitol insurrection. Still ahead this morning, a South Georgia boy's love of trains is helping build an unlikely friendship. Trust me, it's a story that you do not want to miss. And in 15 minutes, it's Electric, the consumer electronics show always debuting the latest, greatest cars. More on the major future focus for automakers. That plus more here on the Good Morning Show. Here is a story that is sure to make you smile. In Thomas County, an unlikely friendship born out of pandemic lockdowns. A 13-year-old boy with Down syndrome capturing the hearts of millions thanks to his incredible love of trains. Now, what started as a simple video for family and friends turned into a viral hit. And in the process, a special bond formed between a family and two very generous train conductors. Our Jacob Murphy shares this story from Thomasville. I don't know about you guys, but I got goosebumps watching that story. So incredible. Now, after the pandemic, Jamie, the engineer, has promised to take Hunter out on his airboat so he can fall in love with yet another form of transportation. Talk about an amazing, amazing friendship. All right, stick with us. We got more news headed your way in minutes. Welcome back to the Good Morning Show, or thank you for joining us if you're just now tuning in. I'm Sophia Hernandez. Elizabeth Milner has the weekend off. Let's take a look at the skies over at Doak Campbell Stadium, where we know yesterday FSU pulled out a win. Woohoo! And this is another win, a beautiful view over there. Not really many clouds in the sky. This is, of course, courtesy of WeatherStem. Let's turn things over to meteorologist Charles Root. Charles, hopefully today looks, or at least will feel a little warmer than yesterday. Heavy jackets for sure. All right, Charles, thank you. The former Florida Department of Health employee who has accused the agency of inaccurate data reporting will be turning herself into authorities tonight. That's according to Rebecca Jones's Twitter feed. What you're seeing is video from a law enforcement raid into her Tallahassee home last month. Now, Jones says a new arrest warrant has been issued. She calls it bogus, but says she will comply. Now, in one tweet, she writes, quote, "To protect my family from continued police violence and to show I'm ready to fight whatever they throw at me, I'm turning myself into police in Florida Sunday night. The governor will not win the war on science and free speech," end quote. FDLE confirming with WCTV that there is a warrant and they're working with Jones's attorneys to get her in custody. Governor Ron DeSantis issuing a video statement Friday saying 500,000 seniors have been vaccinated and the state is ready to get more soon. The world has marked another devastating COVID milestone. More than 2 million lives lost to the virus, and took roughly 8 months to reach the first million deaths. Just 4 to reach the second. The United States leads all countries with nearly 400,000 deaths. Brazil is second, followed by India. CBS's Donnie Bacchus has the latest. I saw that drop in the Tallahassee temperature and I reached for my sweater because I'm like, not about the cold. All right. Today's Sophie Shenanigans, it's kind of a fun one. It is National Ditch Your New Year's Resolutions Day. So I guess they assume that by the 17th, you've had enough days to do it, and then you could just let one of them go.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, if you could let one of yours go, what would it be? Or if you've already let it go? Because...
Well, I've already let it go. You know what? I come up with a new one. You know, it's hey, if you dropped it, at least there's a way to restart it. You
Okay,
know?
yes.
That's the way I kind of think of it. And one thing is something you told me you did last year. Learn more Spanish.
Yes, that's a good one.
You do that.
And that one's actually still, I feel like I've perfected and gotten better last year. It's still on my list to continue to get better this year.
Yep.
And now I do want to share, our producer Gabby, hers was to work out in 2021, but she says that she let go of hers on the first day because she hasn't done it at all so far in 2021. So maybe she can pick it up, restart. Parker Coleman, who's going to join us in our next hour of news, she says that hers was to save money because she wants to hopefully travel later on this year. If all goes well, and we will be able to go back to that. But she says she would probably let that go because she likes shopping, which I'm with Parker on that one. Shopping is always a fun one. Please share us. We've put a call to action on our social media pages, WCTV. So let us know what New Year's resolution you'd want to ditch, and we'll share it in our next hour of news. All right, stick with us. We'll be back in minutes.